nothing. So
I know, but to be fair, like sometimes we get really good shit in pre-show chat, and I'm like, you should clip it and put it either at the end or the front of the video. It's awesome.
yeah.
Dan and I did share our work resume before we started.
Did you?
Before you got here, we were just talking about old jobs.
Wait,
okay.
because we both, me and Louis used to work at Toys R Us, and me and Josh used to work at Best Buy. And we were kind of like going back and forth about our history working at those places.
America.
You don't know what those are.
Oh, yeah. Customer service.
I definitely know what
Yay.
they are. Toys R Us is awesome.
It was because it no longer exists. Yeah. But you know, it's I don't know why. I'm already done with my giant cup of coffee. But
what does it say? I am a fucking ray of sunshine.
I was gonna actually start this when you introduce me. This is how I'm gonna introduce myself.
Excellent. Excellent.
I don't have your mug with me right now. I still have your mug. I use it at work all the time, but that was when I called into quarantine, and so it's stuck at work. I was gonna drink that for the show, but
like a Pagan Plays mug.
You're so sweet. Thank you so much. Actually, I have merch coming. There's like a tweak that I need to make the design, but there's more stuff coming, so that's exciting for me.
I spent too much money on retro replay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Fuck. Like I am such a merch fiend, but then so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go and pre-order some stuff on the website. Okay, click add to my basket, click add to my basket, click add to my basket. And then eventually I realized that the shipping was gonna cost me like $70. And I was like, why is this going to cost me so much money? So it's per item. They charge me per item. So one item cost me $22, 2 items cost me like $36. And then 3 items would cost me over 40, and 4 items would cost me over 50. And I was like, can we? And I wanted to order like multiple of stuff for like me and Adam. And that just is not possible because not only do I pay, say, whatever, $60 shipping, I would also have to pay tax.
Is this for your own merch?
Here. No, for Retro Replay merch.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So I was like, I'm just not gonna. I was like, you know what? I'll just wait for a while until I get paid, and maybe I'll order 1 shirt. Because I just had to cut back. I was like adding shit to my basket, like loving life, and realizing, oh, yeah, that's gonna cost me a lot in shipping as well as customs tax. Last time we got customs tax, basically, this hoodie cost me twice as much as any like hoodie should ever cost me because I have to pay tax on it and shipping. So instead of getting the hoodie for, what is it, $46 or some shit like that on the website? I don't know. At the time it was
$50.
I can't remember. Yeah. Say it was $50, right? The hoodie. This hoodie cost me like $110.
Yeah.
So I wear it a lot. I'm like,
gonna get your money's worth.
Wear out of this. I'm gonna wear it every day. So yeah, I gotta dial it back down on the merch, or somehow convince Drew to just send me stuff.
I love the way that you talk about. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Josh.
Oh no, I was about to say, it's like I know I had to get the autograph coffee cup. That was a must. Right? That was a given.
Oh,
I saw Drew's tweet about the
I want it.
Uncle Noly nose hat. Like, oh, I can't wait to get this, and I like posted on there like, yeah, I would love to get one of these. Drew.
Wink, wink. Hey.
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
No, that's not a nudge. That's like a hey.
Hey. Drew.
It's
Does my beard impress you?
Drew? No, I was just gonna say that whenever I hear somebody talk about like, you know, I'm here just loving life and just enjoying, I always think of Russell Brand when he's talking about getting himself into trouble on the radio. When he says, he goes, when I look back at that, all I think of is just you see, I forgot who he was with, and me just enjoying ourselves so much and just having all the fun, like 2 idiots dancing towards a canyon. And every time I hear that, I'm like, that's the perfect analogy. It's 2 idiots dancing toward a canyon.
Oh, what is his name? He was with, I know what you're talking about. He's with,
I can't remember his name, but he's the one with the list. Or he doesn't have the list.
Yes.
He's got that thing where he can't say with an R.
Yes.
My
God. What the fuck is his name? Is it Nigel? Is it?
Nope, not Nigel.
Hold on.
How am I forgetting?
He's not the other British comedian that you're thinking of.
Yes.
Yeah. Quiz show.
Yeah. Yes. The
Noel Fielding. Noel Fielding.
There you go.
Dude, the Big Fat Quiz of the Year.
That is my jam.
Best content. And anytime they're on is the best show. Like, that's how I want to be on a quiz show. I just want to answer everything wrong. Do you remember when they did the banana battlements? He had a banana on, like, as a snack, and he just opened the banana and like made little banana battlements along his thing. And Jimmy Carr's like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, they're my banana battlements. They're here to protect me from all of you lot. Like, and all this kind of stuff. It's just fantastic stuff. Big fat quiz of the year.
Richard Awadi.
It's really great.
Richard Awadi is one of my favorite comedians of all time now because of that show. If you've seen like IT, was it the IT people?
The IT crowd.
IT crowd.
Brandy was just telling me this morning I need to watch the show. I'm like, I know. Everybody keeps telling me I need to watch that show.
That's Richard Iowati that she and I keep posting in the Discord.
Yeah. Do you know Chris O'Dowd?
So good. Chris O'Dowd?
Yeah, he's in the IT crowd. I don't know what his character's name is.
Oh yeah. He's the other guy.
IT crowd.
I love Chris O'Dowd. He's hilarious.
Pagan's already Googling.
I'm Googling Chris O'Dowd.
Wait, are we recording now? Because we got a lot of content.
Yeah,
I started recording, yes.
Oh, God.
The character of Roy, he is such a nice guy. Here's a side note. Myself and Adam were doing extra work for a TV show that Chris O'Dowd made. He created and directed and everything, and he was doing it here. It's called Moon Boy. We were hired in as extras to be in a room party, a hotel party in the 80s. Mm-hmm. And we were like, okay, cool. This is going to be great. Hey, guys, welcome to the show. So I want you to just sit on the bed, and you guys are drugged out of your mind, and you're just making out. And I was like,
that's it?
Huh?
Sounds like
okay. Thank you. Sure. Okay, rolling and action. So me and Adam go ahead and do whatever we need to do. And he's like, great. And then the director goes off. Well, Chris and I goes off and does something else. And the sound guy comes over and he's like, hey guys, can you not make any noise? Because all I'm getting is sound. And we were
ASMR, like, basically.
Sorry. Because we didn't know. He was like, you're supposed to be drugged out of your mind. He didn't say do it quietly because everybody else needs to hear anything. And it was
so you guys were probably really
times...
aggressive, I imagine.
Yeah. It was all like, and all this kind of stuff. And then sound guy came over and was like, hey, can you do that quietly? Like, don't make any sound. And we were like, yes, I'm so sorry. Like, it was one of our first ever jobs. So we didn't know, like, you're not supposed to make sound. It's an extra. We didn't know.
By the way, I want that to be the introduction to this video.
Yes, please.
Hi, welcome. Make out with each other. I want that to be.
Yeah,
drug out of your mind. Make out with each other.
Yeah.
All right, Josh, let's go.
Drug out of your mind. It's the 80s.
Welcome to the manhole.
Really good time.
Welcome to the manhole. Okay.
Sorry, Pagan, that's an inside joke from yesterday.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to,
Like the person who, like, the actual people on camera, the actual actors on camera, who are some of the funniest comedians in Ireland, were like just a few feet away from us. Like, they were right in front of us, and it was just the most awkward job I've ever had. It was just the most awkward job. I can't explain it. That was the weirdest day of my life.
Oh my God.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the show now. Welcome to the Read There podcast. Yeah, the best opening. We'll do a cold open. Fuck it.
Cold open.
Yeah, we'll do a Read There podcast. I presume you both know kind of how the rundown of the show works. I'm gonna introduce ourselves. I'll introduce you guys, ask you a few questions about who you are, where you came from, how long you've been a member, such and such. And then we'll go into show discussion. Father Knows Best, advice from Uncle Noly, Marvel's Avengers, and the retro replay Uncharted 3 finale. Then we close it out. Say thank you very much for everything. If you have something to promote, or if somebody would like to find you on Twitter or socials, where can they find you? That's your opportunity to plug whatever you got going. Twitch, Instagram, artwork, merch, whatever it is.
Louis
plug
might
it
have
there.
some things, right?
I have a couple things, not just stuff like that, but okay. Hi, Louis.
Hi, Louis.
And then
people know me as the other loud guy.
The other loud guy.
Yeah, all right. So
quiet down, Aaron. We can hear you.
I know, right? I can still hear him.
God, all the way in Ireland. Do you know how hard it is to sleep? Fuck.
Imagine what it's like being in America.
That's why Amelia doesn't sleep.
Dude, yeah, that's why Amelia doesn't sleep. She literally can still hear him.
We're just making so many shout outs right now. It's just constant name drop. It's like, hey, we do have friends, you see. I told you they exist, Mom and Dad. No. Anyway, all right, so you can find me Adam. Well, I still don't believe that, but that's fine. You made out with somebody on a TV show.
Oh yeah.
A guy who happened to be named Adam.
You're on drugs.
How you met?
You were on drugs. This should probably tell you something.
That never happened. Chris O'Dowd doesn't exist. Like, nobody exists. And we were
there was no show
anyway. There was no show. It was just
You're-
the 80s.
There
We're
was
just
no
really old.
extra. You're just extra.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right, plugging. All right, so
Well,
I
you
haven't
can save that
switched.
for the end of the show, Louis. That's what we're
Yeah.
Never
saying.
mind.
We'll
Oh,
cut
okay, I
it,
thought
and
you
I'll
said
like
right now.
actually ask you. Yeah. No.
Yeah,
no,
Louis,
no,
don't
no.
you ever watch the show?
I do, but I was wondering if we're like breaking all the rules because that's what we do.
By sections.
Yeah, all of them. This is the whole episode. We're just gonna end it here. Thank you guys for
Yeah,
you.
cool. Bye.
Bye.
If only I had
yeah,
recorded the
so-
Toys R Us chat.
Oh, you should have.
Oh
That
my
would have been our
God,
whole
that'd be cool.
episode. Just record the free chat. We'll just put an introduction in the beginning and at the end, and we'll briefly mention.
Well, I
what
mean,
we
I
want.
can
Count,
continue
right?
talking about Toys R Us and add to the fact that I kind of stole a bunch of shit because I
You
could.
stole from Toys R Us? You stole? Oh, I've never stolen anything.
Oh yeah, we could do that now.
Like
huh?
you never opened your Christmas
Yeah.
presents.
Okay, I never stole from Toys R Us because they were actually pretty good to me, but I stole the shit out of everything from Hollywood Video because fuck those guys. They were absolutely terrible to me. They
This
were
is
so
horrendous.
horrible.
You are all getting arrested. Like, you know how many FBI agents are on Zoom right now? Like,
All of that's already
Oh
in pawn
no!
shops.
I
already
took a
sold it all.
5-finger
That's how I got
discount
Fallout
when I
4.
was 18.
yeah.
5 finger.
Come for you,
I
man.
don't know what you
They'll
guys
come for
talking
you on
about. I'm
that
a
shit.
perfect child.
Yeah,
See?
Josh is perfect.
Josh knows.
I'm gonna stare reality back into you.
Gonna stare reality back into you. That's brilliant.
This coming from the guy that calls me out for no reason all the time.
I don't know what
He
you're
calls
talking about.
everybody
You have
out
no
for
proof.
no reason.
Yeah, I
at
feel
all the
like
time.
no reason is definitely a reason.
Listen, Jeff.
Borderline.
Listen.
Whoa, time out. No.
Uh-oh.
I told Drew about that. I was like, oh, I'm gonna record the podcast. Like, see you later.
Oh, that's
He's
right.
like,
You
"Oh, yeah,
just
cool."
had a
And I was
meeting
like-
with him, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he was like, cool. I was like, yeah, we got some great guests this week. We got Josh, we got Louise, and they're such great people and great characters and everything. I was like, well, it's Josh, but Jeff.
Jeff.
And he's like, I don't think I know. And I was like, oh, well, his name is Josh Neff, and Dan got it wrong once, and now we kind of call Josh Chef to play at Dan and Josh. And he's like,
You almost said
excellent,
Jeff.
I love it. That's fantastic. And I was like,
And
great.
Jeff.
So if Drew jumps in on this at any time, because I told him, but thanks for your input, Jeff. So if
Mm.
he jumps in on a live chat at any time and says that, it's not rude. It's just he's now in on the joke.
Well, he hurt my feelings yesterday during the chat.
Why?
Oh yeah,
He's
because
a
he
wrong
messed up
quote.
the movie quote.
Oh,
I quote
It's
know
a-
that.
Would you
It's
like to elaborate,
Great
Jeff?
clerks. What?
I don't know. I did not know.
Hurt my feelings.
Oh yeah. Now Drew comes in, he's gonna just attack him.
What was the
was
quote
that?
you did?
What was that? Why would you knew what you were doing.
You
Yeah,
knew
but this
there
is
was
great
strange.
because if Josh goes off at Drew will just be like, "Thanks for your input, Jeff," and that just needs to happen.
I
needs
know,
to
that
happen so we
needs
can
to
all
happen
lull.
now.
That'll be a
That was a
great
serve and a fucking return.
Yeah.
That's the only
Return to
thing I
sender.
hoped from this episode with having Josh on is to lead up to that moment to get Drew to say thanks
Oh,
for your
sure.
input,
And then
Jeff.
he's going to listen to this as well. Perfect. It's all
Oh my
set up.
god, yeah.
We're lining it right up for Drew. We're just hoping he takes the bait. It's going to be great.
I'm good
he's
to actually
listening
make this the episode
right
now if you want to just roll into an introduction
I'm
and go with
actually
it.
fine. All right, fine. Welcome to the Reverb Podcast. My name is Pagan. I'm hosting this week, and joining me is my co-host Dan and the wonderful Louise and Josh.
What
Hold
up?
up.
I did a triple introduction there. I
We're
didn't
gonna
pause.
do that.
I was just like, let's just fucking do it.
I just want people to be happy with me. Remember.
If the audio listeners don't know, Louise is holding up a mug that says, "I am a ray of fucking sunshine," which
Damn
she
it.
is.
Emphasis on sunshine.
Emphasis on sunshine. I'm a
Drew
ray of fucking
is
sunshine.
The brightest of sunshine.
Ray of fucking sunshine.
There it is.
Right? Perfect.
Welcome to the show.
guys. Yeah, welcome to the
Hey.
show. I love it. Me and Brett and Dad are just like, right in. Welcome to the show. Hello.
Perfect.
How are you?
Doing pretty good
Great.
on a
Good.
sunny day.
Good to have you here. Good to
Because-
have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys
Louise
are all
here.
in a different time zone. Yeah. Yeah, well, good to have Louise here.
Yeah, it
Josh.
feels yeah. Whatever.
Aw.
Oh my
No,
God, I
it's
love
good
it
to have
so
you
much.
guys here. So I'm gonna ask you guys a quick question about, I guess, who you guys are and how you found the community, if that's okay. If it's not okay, you're gonna answer anyway because you're on our show. Ha! Yeah. So welcome to the community. Welcome to the show. How did you find Retro Replay? Louise, I'm gonna start with you.
All right. So it's kind of a fun story. I've been a fan of voiceover work for years now. Something I've always been wanting to get into. Something I've always been very interested in. Independently, I fell in love with both Troy Baker and Nolan North. And I say independently because I was like, I need to know who these people are for different things. And when I found out who these characters were and who these actors were, I just kept following like different voices that they were doing. Then organically to me, all of a sudden they come out in a video game together called Uncharted 4, if you may have heard of it. And I absolutely
that little indie game.
yeah. I mean, not a lot of people have heard of it.
No.
I'm trying to press it so people can love this old bastard.
Right.
But
you want them to get some recognition for their hard work.
Sure.
Oh my God, absolutely, because they're so just underground. But I just kept listening to interviews between these two guys and absolutely fell in love with their charisma and their on-screen just chemistry, and they were just absolutely brothers. And I kept watching everything that I could. I started getting into like what is that, the Tunes? What was that?
Twisted Tunes.
Twisted Tunes, thank you.
Yes.
I started getting into Twisted Tunes and everything, and I just kept watching them, and I would just listen to them as podcasts for me. And then one day I got a little YouTube suggestion, and it was for Retro Replay, and I was like, oh my God, they're playing Battletoads. And I think that was the first episode. I'm not sure if that was the first one that I saw necessarily, but I do remember it was one of the very early episodes. And I saw that, absolutely loved it, saw that there was other episodes, and I was so mad that it barely suggested this to me now. Because at that point, for weeks, I'd just been listening to nothing but Troy and Nolan. And then I saw that this community was, well, not even the community yet. I just saw that this show was happening, and I've been following it for all of level 1, and then level 2 started. And then one day I think I was getting ready to go to work or something like that, and I saw that there was a live chat. And I was like, the hell is that? So I go into a live chat, and all of a sudden I see a whole bunch of people just responding to stuff, and I'm like, oh, and I'm not typically a shy person, if you know me. And but I was so nervous, just being like, oh my God, I see there's Troy and Nolan in the chat. Okay, hi guys. And I started seeing that there's these jokes and stuff like that, and I wanted to kind of be in on the joke, and so I started to talk with more people and just got a little more involved, a little more at a time. And from there, it kind of just took off. And if I can be so bold as to bring it up, Pagan is one of the first people to really talk to me. Like, oh my God, Luis is here. And I was like, oh my God, hi, Pagan. I see you talk to everybody.
It's not uncommon.
And it was just so welcoming and so heartwarming. And I looked forward to it every single time that it started. And unfortunately for me, I think it was 2 days after Troy left when I discovered the Facebook online community. I was like, shit. And I'm like, hi, everybody. So good to be here at the end when our dads get divorced. And so that was, yeah, oh my gosh. So,
nah, dude, it's just
it was a great time. Yeah, no, it was a great time because it was like kind of like that comfort that we could all be there for one another.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when I started getting involved in the Zoom chats. And again, I was absolutely nervous, completely beyond.
I was going to say, are you going to tell us what you told me about when you started coming to the Zoom chats?
Which part?
You said that you were kind of actually a little starstruck.
I was very starstruck because, again, these are people.
Not to mention, when Pagan came in the first time, and you were like, "It's Pagan."
I tried to hold that. I think I was cooking something, and I saw Pagan in there, and I'm just gonna pretend, just like, stop, Pagan, like play cool, don't be like, oh my God, hard.
Cool guys.
So I just like turn around, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just like cleaning stuff, and I'm just like, oh my God. Like I'd seen your guys' Twitches, I had seen like all this stuff, but I had been so used to talking to a screen. I've been so used to texting to a screen and like, hey, start that's Dan, right? Is that your name, Dan? I think a couple times I called you something else, and then all of a sudden everybody's right there, and we're all talking shit to each other. I'm like, I'm here, I'm home, I am absolutely, and it was absolutely welcoming and open arms and just 100% love. That's all I can say about it. I know that's cheesy.
100%. 90.
Okay, man, it depends on who you are. No.
2% just joshing around.
And you wonder why I pick on you.
Speaking of shit talkers.
What? Me? Who?
But that's how I came across it, and ever since it's just been kind of like a fireball, just keeps on going and going, and it gets bigger and more welcoming and more people involved, and to see that you guys are going on to other things as well, and I don't know, I'm very happy to have found this community, and I'm very proud to be a part of that. So thank you for always being so welcoming.
Are you kidding? We're so happy to have you here. We're happy to have you on the show. It's so nice to see you in the live chats as well. You're always such like a positive, upbeat person, unlike Josh. It's always so nice to see you on the chats, Louise, and in Facebook.
Thank you.
And Josh as well, I guess. So throwing it up to you, Josh.
Hammering in hard, huh?
Yeah.
Listen. Josh can take it. That's why I can throw it out.
That sounds so dirty.
It out.
Well,
I was really expecting you to say that's why.
That's a different podcast. That's an OnlyFans podcast.
OnlyFans or OnlyFriends? I'm not sure I heard that right.
OnlyFans. Josh, what about you? How did you find the Retro Reclect community?
So I guess the biggest story, I go back in 09, I actually met Troy. As I showed the picture earlier, name drop.
You can still show that picture if you want to for reference. That is a great photo.
Ben.
It's like, damn, this guy is young.
Yeah.
But no, I met him like at 09. He signed my copy of Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunately the weakest one in the series.
No.
Don't tell him that.
I'm
He's
sorry.
only saying
I'm signing my copy of this. It's the weakest one in the series. Thank you so much.
He totally redeemed himself in BioShock a few years later.
All right. Fair.
But yeah, no. Then like 10 years later, I'm a huge wrestling fan, so I've been watching some YouTube videos.
Okay.
There's these group of wrestlers that have their own YouTube video called Up, Up, Down, Down, where they play video games, right? And they have their own championship belt. Yeah, it's hilarious. No.
They just got a new fan with Pagan now.
Yeah. No, they have their like own championship belt where they play for like old retro games for it.
That's
Hilarious.
Sorry, I just saw someone on mute.
So during like the whole waiting to play new video, they's like, hey, we recommend you watching this. And I see, oh, this Troy. Is that the guy from Prince of Persia?
There's that chap Troy.
No. So yeah, and Nolan playing WrestleMania. I was like, what? This sounds awesome. So I watched that, and it's like, oh, this is pretty funny.
So you got YouTube recommended because they played WrestleMania, probably.
Exactly.
So those algorithms.
Really well with Conchata. Have you spoken to Conchata?
Probably not.
You should.
No.
Look, I mean, I will tag you both in something because you should talk because Conchata is the biggest wrestling fan that I know. So you guys are getting on so well. Yeah, you guys are getting so well.
But yeah, no. So this was at the time too where they're doing the playthrough of The Last of Us and the Uncharted 2 around December, January, before we got the lovely COVID to show up.
Lovely.
So like, and I didn't know about the live chat until like the beginning of Uncharted 3, the playthrough. Because when he was doing those like name shout outs, it's like, hey, how do you get the like shout outs asking for a friend? And then I got the response, it's like, oh yeah, you just sign up for the membership. And as I'm looking at the perks, like, live chat, what the hell? What? Well, let's do the $50. Boom. And like, I'm here right now and talking around. I thought Dan was cool until he flubbed up my name.
We all thought Dan was cool.
And then I went from total good guy to bad guy.
I do nothing
I'm
but
just
lose
like-
points with Josh like all day.
No, I was
take for
gonna say the same
everything.
thing. Haven't you lost points before about something you said in the podcast? You've definitely lost points.
Oh
Yeah, that was one of the
Hot takes
initial
after hot
comments
takes.
because of
Hot
talking.
take
It was
after
me
hot
talking about the
take.
bow gun in Resident Evil 2.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and like I said,
Which
philosophy
he's
wise,
still
like
pissed about. So
yeah.
I'm on Josh's team for that one. All right.
But
I agree. The bow was awesome.
I know the chats is like, okay, this could be hit or miss. I
Everybody
could be
says
the,
that, but you can't tell me
the
how.
fun guy or the guy that everyone hates. I'm gonna go with that Goofy movie, the most underrated Disney movie.
The Goofy movie's the best movie.
Yeah,
The
with the
Goofy movie's a great
soundtrack
movie.
where gotta stand out. I want to stand out and be funny.
and you do, Jeff. I mean,
Are you
Josh,
reading a script right now?
You're so great.
Yeah.
Kidding.
Yeah, script by Disney. Here's what
Scripted
we
by
want to promote. There's never enough time.
So Josh, Dan got your name wrong because your name is Josh Neff, and he called you Jeff.
And
And
you've
yeah.
been featured on our show before because you were part of a title now.
Yeah, you definitely. Thanks for your input, Jeff. Which wouldn't have been possible without the line from Uncharted. So swings and roundabouts.
I
Right?
guess
Something like
maybe.
that? I don't
Possibly.
know. Your name's not Jeff. It's Josh. Cool. Thank you guys. And so, where are you both based? Are you guys both in EST? Are you both in like Eastern
I'm-
time?
I'm
I'm not.
Central.
I'm not allowed to discuss that because
You can't
the,
disclose that
program
information.
That's
No.
no.
It's confidential.
I mean,
Got it.
when you go under protection, that's just no.
Classified.
Actually, no. I'm out. I'm MST, or I'm not even sure it's MS.
Mountain.
Whatever.
So where are
I'm
you?
I am at the little arm of Texas. We are in El Paso.
You're in Texas?
I'm in Texas. I'm
Fuck
actually
me.
not
How
too
many
far
time
away
zones
from
does Texas have?
know
Holy
where he's
shit.
at. We literally have two.
At least 2.
No. We actually have 3, but El Paso is the only one that is in the third. There's 2 in Texas, and then
Yeah.
there's the arm, and we're in New Mexican time, but we're still in Texas borders, and
Thanks,
we're
Texas.
basically taken over by Mexico anyway, which is how you get this mess. So we're just assuming
You get
that's
this.
just there.
mess.
I mean, representing the Mexicans, Anyway.
Yeah, just throw out a stereotype. That'll help.
And you said
I know,
I played
right?
the race card too many times.
that's a going joke, especially between Josh and I, that he always does a racist Asian thing, and I always do racist Mexican thing, and it's just like, and neither of us really has an accent of any kind. Neither of us is like stereotypical in any kind of way. So we just find joy in that. So yeah, I'm gonna call out also for Ash and Aaron because their jokes can get pretty saucy. So can we. We're fine.
Oh yeah. Like I based my stereotypical voice from Long Duck Dong from 16 Candles.
What?
Big
I
deal.
don't-
The worst one.
I've never
my
seen
God.
it.
The
I could
super
probably see that.
stereotypical Asian voice.
Exactly.
Is it?
God, he's got
I-
the
Beautiful.
front of his mouth. Yeah. It's so bad.
Pagan,
Yes.
have you seen The Christmas Story?
Mm-mm.
You haven't seen The Christmas Story?
No.
Never mind.
Tell
Oh.
Pagan never seen any movies.
Move on.
All right. I'll be. All right.
Bye.
Go hide. You're
I'll just-
fine.
I'll just-
Elevator going down?
If anybody's losing points
Uh,
right now,
Yeah, I don't. Shut up. I gain points by just being here. You lose points. Shut. You don't have any points
it's
left.
a constant decline.
You just.
I'm
you're
just here
almost
watching
at 0.
now.
You're in the negative. You have
Yeah,
negative
right.
points with Josh. Well, that's pretty cool. So I could just ask you, what is your favorite thing about Retro Replay and the channel so far, or also on that, if you don't have something that you can identify as like your favorite thing about Retro Replay, what are you looking forward to on the newer version of Retro Replay since Troy's departure? I'm gonna throw it out to Josh.
It's like,
Who's
who's
Troy?
answering?
No.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I haven't asked somebody.
No, like,
Yeah.
the thing that I
Hosting, I'll
enjoyed
get there.
about Retro Replay was just the banter, like everyone else, I guess. And the one episode that got me the most was when they did the Super Tecmo Bowl.
Hmm.
Yes, what a
Good one.
great episode.
Because I'm a huge sports fan. And then
I like
seeing Troy
sports.
try to say, oh, I know sports. I'm going to be the Jets. Ha-ha. It's because you don't like them. It's like, no, that doesn't make sense. He hates the Cowboys if Nolan is a Giants fan. You know? And then during the whole time while I'm working while playing in the background, I hear like, oh, I'm going to punt 3rd and 22. I spit out my drink. I was like, who in the hell punts at 3rd down, and then the whole banter, and then they cut into Michael Jordan. It's like, just stop. It's like, that got me. I'm sold. I want more sports like shenanigans.
I would agree with you, Josh, because I think like previous episodes, we all saw like Troy be very passionate about like the Matrix or Die Hard or etc. And they really didn't fall into any of Nolan's niche. Whereas the Super Techno Bowl fell right into Nolan's like niche, and he absolutely loves sports. And I loved that episode because he's so passionate about it, and it's just fantastic. And I'm like, oh, this is
one of the
great.
first episodes of the show where we saw like Nolan knowing more than Troy when it came to like the subject matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I had a good time with NBA Jam.
I was gonna say the same thing. NBA Jam was the same.
Where he's trying to like, oh, I'm gonna name these people. I was like, no. So it was funny. He pretend he knows sports, but
he tries.
No, like I kind of wish there's like some more sports games, especially for like Nolan niche. Especially since I got a cameo with him where I made a joke since he's a Cardinals fan, and I hate the Cardinals. I'll put it right out there where I typed in like at the end #Go Pirates. And he made the whole spiel. I was like, I'm not sure if you're talking about Eastern Carolina Pirates, the college team, or the Pittsburgh Pirates, because no. So, no, it's just fun when he talks sports.
It's nice to see him talk sports. I would agree, Josh. It's nice to see him passionate about like something or doing something related to something that he's passionate
about.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like seeing the nerd gods nerd out. That's just
exactly.
Whatever it is, go for it, man.
Yeah,
I see more Troy niche, but not enough Nolan. And Nolan's a funny guy. Sort of. Maybe kind of. I don't know.
See, but that's very resembling of my friends and I when we have conversations. They've been trying to get me into like sports games, and I'm like, They're like, all right, dude, we're gonna play NBA 2K 2021, and I'm like, all right,
okay.
Who am I gonna be? And they're like, okay, be this amazingly awesome person that everyone knows about. I'm like, okay, and then I tried doing a 3-pointer. They're like, he doesn't do threes, dude. He doesn't do threes. You got to get in there. You got to be. I'm like, okay. Like I'm supposed to, dude. I look like a dude. I'm just like a nerd.
I will say too on the sports side of things, like I don't play many sports games, but when I do, I get pretty into them. Especially the 2K series, especially the creative player mode. I actually got sucked into NBA 2K when they added the creative player mode because I was like, I made me. I picked how my guy would play. I made what he was good at, and I played like multiple seasons with him, and I got really hooked on it because it's a basketball RPG at that point. And I started following basketball because of that, but I had that same issue too, where people would be like, "Nah, that's not right. You don't shoot threes with that guy, or you don't dunk with that guy."
Oh yeah, because like the 2K19 of WWE. Oh man, played the shit out of that game. Just because like you make your own character. It's like, yeah, that's me beating up your character. You suck. Bye. But no.
Yeah, see, this is the closest sports game I've ever played is Barbie Sports.
Barbie Sports. I knew where that was going.
Yeah, Barbie Sports, and that was just rollerblading, to be fair. Oh, no, actually, she did skiing.
You said it had other stuff in it, too.
It did have other stuff. I corrected myself. Or Fall Guys. That's basically the sports games I've played. FIFA's a massive one here. FIFA, do you guys know FIFA?
I actually like FIFA a lot. That one
a lot of people like
what about
huge
Rocket
here
League?
in Ireland, and it's not as
you
big.
saw what happened with Rocket League, Dan.
And Rocket League was
saw what happens.
Okay,
I
feel like there's an element of that in Fall Guys. So
they're going
also.
for that. I think they're going for the success that Rocket League had in a similar fashion.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna call my nemesis out on this one. That one's Aaron.
In Rocket League?
Oh yeah. He and I we were having a duel, and it still hasn't been finished because we ended on a tie. So yeah.
Ooh, it continues.
It continues, and he and I are both loud. And
let us know how that plays out.
Out loud one another in that game.
Out loud one another.
Especially when beer is involved.
Fantastic.
Beer is good.
Well, actually, speaking about games, I would actually like to know a little bit more about your introduction to gaming. Louise, when did you kind of find games? Like, who introduced you? How did you get introduced to the gaming world?
I am old. So I'm going to start with that.
That makes sense.
I remember I remember my
are?
first video.
No.
I know, right? I know how I look.
Where is that
Well,
fountain
pay
of youth?
attention to the bald.
Where are you hiding that,
Could have
huh?
fooled
Pay
me.
attention to all that. No. I remember my first game was in fact Mario Brothers on Nintendo, and my dad was setting it up. It was Christmas Day, and it was obviously his Christmas present, not ours. He got it for the kids, my sister and I. But no, like you could see how excited he was when he was plugging in everything. And I remember he had everything going, and he was getting frustrated because the damn thing wasn't turning on. And I don't know what I did. I pushed a button on the controller, and then all of a sudden the screen turned on. And he was like, "What happened? What happened?" I fixed it. I was like, "No, that was me, Dad. I did that for you. I'm 5, but that's fine."
And brilliant, obviously. Child genius.
Oh man, Jesus! I pushed a button. So that was my first game, and I completely was entranced by it. But where I became a gamer was Legend of Zelda, and I still have the gold cartridge, Legend of
Nice.
Zelda.
Mm.
Yeah. I still never beaten it because it's still too damn hard.
Well, that must give you some
But-
good nostalgia though whenever you go back.
Oh my God, it does every single time. And that was when I first started like really noticing what games could do, because it was like reading my fantasy books, because I always loved fantasy. And but this was like, I'm the character, I'm the main hero, I'm the one with the sword and fighting dragons and blah blah blah. And it was something else. And then where I kind of it did kind of transfer into what games would become for me. But the game that probably holds the most importance in my life, aside from Legend of Zelda, would have to be Final Fantasy VII, because now I am a writer. I write both scripts, and I'm trying to do novelization as well. And a lot of it is based off of fantasy of that caliber. Like I want to
Awesome.
write these epic trilogies and stuff, like just huge amounts. And I remember my first time playing Final Fantasy VII, just like, wow, okay. I was playing Final Fantasy VII at the same time I was playing Metal Gear Solid, because they both came out of the same year. And I was just like, this is how art is supposed to be. This is when I started to fall in love and started looking for games like that. And of course, it took a while for them to kind of catch up to those kinds of games. So I was only loving every Final Fantasy that came out. I was only loving every Metal Gear that came out. And of course, like Silent Hill and Resident Evil and stuff like that. And I'm a massive horror fan. Like all these games that became these stories that were not just about going in there and jumping around and shooting little pebbles and like none of that. It was actually
What are you talking
something
about?
to be a part of. Yeah, right. But don't get me wrong, I love that stuff too. I absolutely love that. But when you are a part of a world, it's something entirely different. And that's something that I think my family, who used to question it a lot, they're like, why do you play so many games? Now they're kind of like, oh, okay, I see it now, because I sit them down and I'm like, watch this. Small little quick story. I went through a horribly traumatic event at one point, and I came back. I left town. Something terrible happened, and I came back. And my family decided to throw a party just to kind of, show me I still had support, which was absolutely amazing. I love my family, the most supportive people on the planet. And I just couldn't bring myself to really interact with people. I was still kind of handling it on my own. And Uncharted 2 had just been out for a few months, I think. But I was still wanting to play 1. And so I'm sitting in my parents' den, and I'm playing it on the big screen, Uncharted 1. And my grandma is there with me, and she's just watching. And I pause it at one point. I turn to her, and I'm like, do you want to talk? Or she's like, no, this is cool. Go on ahead. I'm like, all right. So I turn around and start playing it again. And before I know it, I kind of feel a presence. And I turn around and I look again, and the whole party is just sitting in the living room, just watching me play Uncharted 1. And I pause and I look at everybody, and they're like, keep going. What are you doing? I'm like, all right. So I turn back around. The party became just watching me play Uncharted. That's
so
how
cool.
Yeah, that's why it means so much to me. Like that's how powerful these stories and these games can be. They can really actually tie people together and those kinds of things. So I don't know. It means a lot to me to be in a community that also recognizes that, even if you don't like games as much as I do, or you don't see them in the same light that I do, people still respect that out of one another, and that's part of the reason why I enjoy it so much. So Nerd out moment. Sorry.
Tangent
That's
over.
so cute. Oh my god, that is wonderful. All right, well, look, thank you so
That
much
is
for
still a great story, though.
that is such a sweet story. Thank you so much for sharing
Oh,
that.
thank you guys. Thank you for listening.
Josh, follow that.
Good luck.
Jeez, I don't know if I can.
What is your no, all joking aside, what's your introduction to gaming? How did you get into games?
So, I pretty much had a hand-me-down from my older brother, which was a Super Nintendo, when he got the N64 at the time. So, my main game at the time was Street Fighter 2. Weirdly enough, because I don't play Street Fighter anymore. But different story. But no, the
we
actual
don't go there anymore.
That's part 3 of the story coming up soon.
That's
Exactly.
classified information.
The
Yeah,
first console I ever owned, technically, that I can say it was mine, was the PlayStation 1, like a year or two later.
Okay.
After that. Where the memorable game for me was Resident Evil 2 and Silent Hill.
Yes.
Silent Hill had a love-hate relationship for me. It's like, after like the first hour of playing it, there was a scene that scared the living shit out of me. I never touched it the next 3 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
I agree.
But you also
That
agree?
same thing happened to me.
I went something similar with Silent Hill 2.
Oh. Yeah,
okay,
no,
so,
like,
for sure.
have you ever seen the movie Phantoms? Just
Yes.
like Silent Hill, the first one. But no, like, I thought Resident Evil 2 had a great storyline for like a video game for its time until Metal Gear came out, where Hideo Kojima just became the Quentin Tarantino of video games, of dialogue. And that's what I was like, oh man, this shit's awesome. So, yeah, no, it's that simple. Nothing crazy. Can't top Louis
Think
over here with his like super awesome fandom.
No, not at all.
no.
Everybody's is important. That's awesome. I didn't know that you were. Are you a horror fan too? Then. Not really. Yes. No.
I mean, like I play the horror games.
I mean, like, did you go
mean,
back
like-
after 3 years and complete?
Oh yeah,
Resident Evil 2?
I beat it.
it's like I
had to
play
get the
them.
multiple
Okay.
endings.
Not a fan,
You know?
but I keep playing them.
No, yeah, no. Silent Hill really dropped the ball after 2, in my opinion. And
Yeah.
I stopped playing Silent Hill after
I
that.
wouldn't know.
No.
Two,
Like,
two
for
was
me-
like their like pinnacle of games, and then it was just kind of
Oh, yeah.
downhill from there.
Konami became Konami.
How many?
Well, yeah,
are
no,
there?
no, it wasn't really the
It kinda lost
silent.
count.
That's the problem.
Oh, really?
There's I think
I think
8.
I
If
was
you
gonna
don't
say-
include,
7 or 8.
Oh yeah, there could be. Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
about right.
if you don't include the other one, the one that
Whoa.
kind of redid one, that was on the Wii, I think it was.
Oh
But,
yeah, they went to the PS2.
yeah.
Yeah.
But to what Pagan was saying, it kind of like my mom asked me one day, she's just like, why do you like horror games so much? And I'm like, they're not enjoyable, Mom. You don't play them because you enjoy being scared. You play them because, let me put it this way, I'm not going to jump out of a plane, all right? That scares the shit out of me. But
Sure.
I want the risk of what it feels like to like, oh my God, I'm so
It's
alive
why
right now.
people
Like,
go to see horror movies. It's the
Thrill.
same.
exactly. It's not going to get me on the screen, and I kind of know that. But at the moment, it's going to get me, and it's like when you had that fear of playing tag when you were a little kid, and like the fingers are right there, just like no, yeah, you get that like. "Ah!"
I
That's the
felt that
same
as you said it. I was like,
feeling.
oh
We're
god.
gonna get the signature Louis scream here in a bit.
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen. Don't worry, and we're not even drunk. That's just for you.
So you don't enjoy playing horror games, but you're sucked into the story, or you're just thrilled?
It's not
by
always
it?
the story. Like, well, okay, for me, I personally love horror. I love the thrill of it. I love
Aha!
I love that. I do really like that. But I do have my rules. Like, don't play horror after dark because I do like sleep. And when I'm genuinely scared, if I play something that is absolutely terrifying, I will have sleep paralysis. And this is getting into a whole new tangent. But like, yeah, exactly right. No, get ready. Sit
I
down.
love
Have a
it.
cup of coffee.
I'm already going.
Did Josh actually finish telling us what his origin was? Doesn't matter. Go ahead, Louis.
64.
Called out.
It's fine.
Absolutely.
We will swing it round, Josh. We're getting there. Go ahead.
but
I want to hear
I-
a tangent. What is it?
No, actually, I can sum it up pretty easily. It's just like when I get sleep paralysis, it's horrifyingly bad, and it'll keep me up for hours afterwards. And I kind of learned that the hard way because I was like, why is it that every time I play a horror video game or I watch a horror movie until 2 a.m., I can't seem to sleep? there's something wrong with the movie. That's what the problem is. It's not me, it's the movie. And then I kind of learned, all right, cut your shit, idiot. And so I don't do that anymore, and now I sleep. And also, if I have a good enough scare, I'll watch a lot of Disney at night. A lot. Pixar.
Yeah,
That's what I
Disney will bring you right back out.
Palate cleanser. Palate cleanser for
Palate
Pixar.
cleanser for Pixar. Yeah. That doesn't work for
Sorry,
me.
Joshua, shut up.
I can watch everything on Disney Plus channel. If I watch a scary movie, I will never forget. Like, what has been seen cannot be unseen. And I'm like, oh God, oh God, oh God. Because I'm like, oh, Mulan is great. And, you know, like, I'll make a man out of you. Oh, that's great. And then you go to bed and I'm like, oh my God, the demons are going to eat me. Like, I just can't. I won't be able to turn that off. Even if I'm just like loving the Disney, I'll go to bed and be like,
That's funny. I sleep like a baby.
do you really, Josh?
I do.
Like,
It's cathartic
Nothing really-
because he's crazy.
You can sleep when you're dead.
no,
No,
the week.
no, I never really have like scary dreams. Sorry, Louis, I'm not that scared.
Oh.
That's fine. Man.
No. I mean,
So are you
sometimes
trying
I
to say
do
you're-
think about it.
Dead inside.
I could be.
Oh, you should.
You're not going to be happy about that
Dan.
because we share
Dan
that in
is
common then.
Definitely dead inside.
His hills are certainly silent. Hey,
Oh.
It's
Asteroids
kind of like
probably.
my mom loves chili, right? Like loves chili. Will put chili on everything. Has an amazing spice tolerance that I just have never seen before. To the point that I'm just like, you don't have any taste buds. They're all dead now. That's how Dan is on the inside. He's played too much horror. He's watched too much shit, and he's now dead on the inside. He is not at all affected. I would love to see a jump scare get you. Like, clip that shit. I want to see jump scares get Dan because you're just
I had one.
do jump scares.
your jump scares are just like, oh.
Pagan, this question isn't for you because obviously the answer is yes. But do
Obviously.
jump scares get you guys? Because it takes a lot for a jump scare to get me. I will say that. They usually don't, but there's a few.
There's a few
course.
that still get me, especially with some of the horror games that I play
I know
regularly.
The first Dead Space, there was a few jump scares that got me.
Yeah.
That one didn't get
I
me.
don't like that game.
To be honest.
Okay.
But, there was
the thing
always-
that can be seen or
Sorry.
can't be seen or can't be unseen.
Mm.
Dead Space. The guy, the very beginning, and also I don't like
Hanging his-
repetitive sound. Yeah, hitting his head on the
Oh,
glass.
I know.
I
I'm
don't
very
like
aware.
repetitive
We've had this
sound, like
conversation.
clocks or whatever. But seriously, that image has stuck with me so hard. I will never pick that game up again.
Hmm.
Like I will never pick that game up again.
One
because
of those
that
for me was the first time playing Resident Evil 4 and seeing Leon get his head cut off with a chainsaw.
Oh.
You know what?
Yeah.
Because that
I guess
was
you
like
didn't saw that coming.
burned into my
Oh.
brain the first time I saw that.
That's very fair.
It's the first time in a video game I saw my character actively like the chainsaw like cutting through his neck and his head falls off, and you're like,
Hard for life.
Yeah, they usually just kind of like, like, oh, blood, and then it's like, okay, you died. But
Yeah.
that game was punishing. It was like, no. You're going to watch, bitch.
Dead Space took that to a whole nother level too. Like you're gonna watch yourself
yeah.
die in horrible ways.
They
Yeah,
do
no,
that in Dead Space too?
All of the Dead
Oh,
Spaces
yeah.
had that.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
as in like as well. Like they did that. Like, so
Oh,
the
no, well-
character dies like they die in a horrible way.
Resident
you
Evil
have to sit
had
there and watch.
certain moments that did that, but Dead Space
Oh.
did it in every time you died, you usually watched your character get like eviscerated in very terrible ways.
Yeah.
Did you
Well,
play
they
the
also
new
did
Tomb
that in
Raider?
Tomb Raider.
Right, you
Yes,
play the new Tomb Raider. right?
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
They
I
took
played the
that
new
from
Tomb
Dead
Raider.
Space.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
like every time that you die, it's not just like,
you don't
get
just
shot
you
and
don't
fall.
no, you don't like Nathan Drake and
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
you watch like a stake go through her face or something.
Yeah.
And
that's
just,
true.
Yeah, that twitch when they're like
Yeah, you
not
get the-
quite dead.
It's the same with The Last of Us, right? Like when they're ripping like,
Oh,
the
God.
first one and everything, like Last of Us 1, where like the clickers will rip you apart and shit.
Hmm.
You're like, oh,
Yeah. What was it?
God.
Actually, to bounce off to you on the Resident Evil 4, it's like the original Resident Evil 3 with Jill.
Mm.
Yeah.
She gets eaten by a fucking toad when you die. I looked around. I was like, did I just get eaten by a giant toad? What the fuck? Yeah.
Fuck.
What the?
Yeah, that was when that game was different. Those games were definitely different back then. But no, I love horror. I just love movies, shows, everything. Just saw Mariana. Oh, that's so good.
So, do you guys have like a favorite platform and game? Josh, what about you? Do you have a favorite platform?
Oh yeah, my favorite platform is the @Mac Pippin 600.
Excellent.
Actually, no, at Mark
At-Man.
Pippin. That thing was an Apple console.
What?
No, I'm lying. That's a piece of
Oh,
shit
thank
console.
God. Okay.
No, it's an actual.
He's
It's an
taking
actual
a piss.
console.
Dude, you
But-
got us going, man. I'm
Is
just
it an
like,
actual
what the
console?
fuck did
It's
you
an
just say?
actual console, but it's a
Wait.
piece of shit Apple.
I know what your favorite console is. It's the Nikon N-Gage.
Oh yeah, you got me.
That's where it's at.
The
no.
N-Gage, we had one.
Yeah.
Oh, my brother had that phone. What a fucking strange phone where you're like, hello, nice to talk to you today. You're like,
It was
cool.
basically holding a PSP like to your head.
Yeah,
essentially.
basically. It was what a phone. What a nostalgia. But yeah, so what's your favorite game and platform, Josh?
Man, I feel like someone knows this already.
I feel like I might know this.
Yeah. No, PlayStations definitely have the heart for me. Just any PlayStation. Just because it was my first console. I was like,
Sure.
Xbox
You
was
guys and
okay.
your brand loyalty nonsense.
Well,
I'm watching your faces, Dan.
Brian McKenna.
I'm just
Look,
like,
Dan,
I have
there-
no response. Like,
there was 2 games that
Yeah,
saved
just expects it
Xbox.
to this point. Oh, okay.
Halo and Gears of War. Everything else is meh
That's
to
agreeable.
me.
Agreeable.
Yeah, and favorite games, man. I can give you like favorite genres of games. Make it a little bit easier. Horror, Resident Evil.
Okay.
Strategy games. I love StarCraft, and that's probably because of the Asian inside me.
the wee little Asian in my heart
Yeah.
forces me
So
to
many
play.
bad
Fighting-
jokes just going right
Yeah.
through my head right now. I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. Nope.
Was
This
it
is not for
fighting
space.
games wise? It's Tekken, Adventure, Metal Gear,
That's great.
and then like arcade wise, Windjammers.
Okay.
Which is
Windjammers.
like an ultimate-
Windjammers?
Windjammers.
Did you know there was a
getting all of
game like
these.
Windjammers on the original Xbox called Death Row? And it was about prisoners playing like ultimate frisbees, but you killed each other in the process.
Yeah, but you know this
It was
game was
They're
awesome.
in the
frisbees? How
arcade.
cute.
Dude, that sounds like the best 80s movie that never was.
Exactly.
Never
I still
was.
have Death Row.
Write that shit, Louise. You are a writer.
That sounds like an Arnold
It's
Schwarzenegger
not
movie
too
that
late.
never
It's
happened.
not too
Die.
late.
I could totally see Arnold doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, I can write that down.
Get
Throw
everybody
the
involved.
frisbee.
Dude,
Everybody.
you have no idea the
Give me
kind
the
of weird
disc.
shit that it write. Like, it's so random. A friend of mine had a nightmare not too long ago, and she told us what the nightmare was, and I was like, I'm gonna make that script. I'm literally writing that script right now, and I'm sending it
No.
to them, and it's so fucked up. It's so I like a lot of thriller stuff, so it's very gratuitous. Like in the first page of the script, somebody's head gets blown off by a shotgun. Like done.
Excellent.
Like I'm not
Staple.
fucking around. This is how it begins. It only gets way worse from
Wow.
there. So yeah, I'll write that fucking script. I want Ultimate Frisbee Death
Do it.
Jam 20.
Windjammers.
Something.
35,
yeah, do it.
whatever.
Do it.
Also, still the title Death Race 2020.
Yes, absolutely.
Put the race.
I actually like that movie. I like that they were tongue in cheek about it. They're like, okay,
Yeah.
it's a death race. He's not trying to win the race. He's just killing everybody. That's all.
Just
But
a guy
anyway.
named Machine Gun Joe.
Hell yeah. That was a good one. I want to watch that movie again. I like Jason Statham. Anyway,
Well, what about you, Louise? What's your favorite platform and game?
yeah, I am not categorized like Josh. That's okay. This
Josh has
this
come
this.
prepared. He did homework today. Where's
I
your
am.
Louise?
I'm like I had a cute story about my grandma.
Yeah,
that's
right.
a cute story.
My grandpa.
That's all I got. All I got is
You
cute
win.
stories.
You win this round.
No, I won that round. This round totally lost.
This time.
You win. There. I mean, I have a lot of franchises that I really like. I guess my like I said, for me, it's story. If you have a really good story, I immediately just
Yeah.
zone into it. Playability is always fun, but I really appreciate a game that has simple mechanics. I think that's why I liked Uncharted so much, because it's very simple. So like you can hide behind this thing, you can jump over here, and you can grab onto that. Punches this one button over and over again. I'm like, cool. But then I do like complicated stuff like Spider-Man is just taking up all my time right now, for example, and that's not exactly simple. You really have to have a coordination down.
Yeah.
But I really like adventure. I really like fantasy. I'm not big when it comes to reality.
Basically, what you're saying is it's impossible for you to say a favorite game or a platform.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think
I feel like we've already said it. It's Uncharted 1 on PlayStation. Duh.
I mean the Uncharted, you see, like the
Same with
Uncharted
Spider-Man.
franchise is amazing.
Yeah.
The Last of Us is amazing. The Arkham series is amazing. Like there's so many ways that you can go about it. I don't agree with all the ways that they went with Resident Evil, but I really appreciate most of them. The new ones are astounding. Like, those are real good callbacks to horror. I love horror, but I wouldn't call it my favorite, because it's something really good to pass the time, but I prefer to have the adventure. I prefer the feels, like Kingdom Hearts, sitting there and crying over Disney characters, because why did Goofy have to jump in front of that crystal, man? I don't know why.
Josh just shaking his head. No.
Yeah.
You're wrong, Louis.
Yeah, they killed Goofy for all of 5 minutes.
There's a hot take on that one.
Oh, yeah. So Josh is the king of hot takes. Is what everybody else likes in the room, and he's like, nah, that sucks.
I don't know how you can be upset during Kingdom Hearts because nothing makes fucking sense in that game.
I haven't played 3 yet because I hear it wasn't all that great, and so I'm very terrified.
Yeah, there's no Final Fantasy characters.
Did
I spoil that?
I haven't played it.
When I heard that, I was like, I bought it, and I was like, wait, there's
Maybe,
what?
I don't know.
Never mind.
Oh.
So that kind of got to me, but that's why I say, like, it's hard for me to say that there's like a perfect anything.
So you don't have like it's not a perfect game, but like, do you have a favorite game or top 3 that you'd be like, yes, I'm gonna play these,
like Desert
multiple
Island kind of
times?
games or something?
Yeah, Desert Island. If you had to take 3 games to Desert Island, what would you take?
That is so hard. I'd rather just shoot myself.
Fair.
Shotgun.
I would say my
Straight.
Only
quickest.
3 games? No, it's not gonna happen.
I would say my
This is
quickest,
the worst
easiest
first world problem
answer
ever.
would be like Zelda Breath of the Wild, because I feel like that game has got infinite replayability.
I haven't played that, but I would actually say that too, because of how massive that one is. And like,
Same.
I would say something like Red Dead Redemption, but I beat that and I got a lot of stuff done with it. So I'm kind of like, do I really need to go back?
I feel like he's missing the point.
No, I know. That's why I'm
find
kind
the
of
game
like,
that's going to take you the longest. I'm going to try to find the game that is most enjoyable. You could have said the DLC of
but
The Last of Us
I'm a gamer whore. I'm a gaming whore. I play 12 games at a time, so it's like,
Just
like
everything.
even right now, my favorite game is Spider-Man, just because it's
I know that struggle so well.
so good.
Who's
Yeah,
your favorite
I-
Spider-Man?
Oh shit! All right.
Whoa, here we go. Josh asking the real questions. All right.
All right, he's getting me off the subject of just looping around.
Now,
I'm not gonna get
deeper
that.
question: are you talking about gaming Spider-Man or movie Spider-Man?
No, I'm just talking about which Spider-Man, what universe Spider-Man.
Okay.
Bum, bum, bum.
Like, my favorite Spider-Man's Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider. That's
Scarlet?
clone of Peter Parker.
Internet isn't stable.
You know what? I do like Miles a lot. But I like him just because he's more relatable. I think with his origins, that like he's a little bit more grounded. Like with Peter Parker, it was a little more like that. That's pretty specific. Your uncle being shot like that and everything. Miles started in a normal little area, and then it just grew to insanity. But yeah, probably I would say it's Miles. And for movies, Tom Holland, absolutely, 100%. I love him. He's a good kid.
I found I agree with you. I think Tom Holland is a fantastic Spider-Man. I loved I don't know. Okay.
Oh, now you can't answer.
Okay. So Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker I didn't like, but Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man I loved.
Was perfect. He was on point, I admit.
Yeah, I thought he captured the cartoonized version of Spider-Man better than
I
any of the
enjoyed
others
the Andrew
did.
Garfield Spider-Man.
But I think
Absolutely.
Peter Parker wise, like the kind of nerd, the little awkward, nobody really likes him, that kind of thing. I think Tobey Maguire did that very well. But overall, if I had to watch another movie with a Spider-Man, I would cast Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Because I think he does both well, but it's just not the same. I don't know. Maybe it's just because he's young or something. I don't know. Like, I just think he's fantastic as a little overall package for the teenage kind of era that he's in at the moment. But I thought Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is excellent. Probably my favorite.
Yeah, but he's too gorgeous to be an awkward, nerdy.
That's what, yeah.
gorgeous.
The opinion of this household, anyway. We're just kind of like, He's kind of like good looking. He should be kind of this nerdy weirdo that kind of nobody really likes or hangs out with, and you know.
It's
William
like-
Dafoe was the best villain.
best villain?
William Dafoe is the best villain.
For sure.
For everything.
He's
That's-
Dafoe. It's literally in his
Dafoe.
name.
I still want to see him as Joker. I'm so mad that they haven't done that yet.
Who? William
the
Dafoe is
perfect-
Joker?
Think about it. Just look
He'll
at
be
that
great,
smile.
but unfortunately, he's too old.
Even better. Put him in with Batman Returns.
Yeah, I was gonna say, put him in
Oh.
with Batman Returns.
Yeah, that's the. There you go. That's it. It's all right. It's done. There you go. I won.
Oh. Hollywood is like, no, too bad.
He says, "I win."
Just like how
Oh,
we're
it's
gonna
like,
we're gonna let Sully be Marky Mark in the Funky Bunch.
Yeah, great casting choice. Honestly, superb. I honestly don't know how they made that choice. How they didn't make that choice.
voiced him.
So
What?
stupid.
It was not.
You broke Pagan with that.
I win.
Oops. Okay. Yeah, I think like let's move on to show discussion. This week we got four episodes this week. My God.
Four.
Just churning out content, just churning it out. The first obviously is Father Knows Best. So how are you guys feeling about the show? Like, how are you guys liking like a playthrough? Do you like Nolan and Cooper's vibe? What's going on? Louise.
Is it going to be to Louis, me?
I'm gonna throw
Either
He
some.
or.
said Louis.
Oh, okay.
Fucking
I can't afford to pay attention. Spend too much money on that show.
Yeah, it better be good. Goddammit. No, I love it. I really do. I really like Coop's vibe with it. It's so. It kind of makes you, and most of the people that I've talked to about it, they all kind of agree. It really makes you feel about like your family and looking at whether you're a dad and you're playing with your kid or you're the kid who's playing with his dad. That's how my dad and I are. We make jokes like that. He tries to make me uncomfortable, which is very easy to do. And so, like, you know, it just depends on you know, like your feel for it. I really like the Avengers stuff. I didn't get the notification like a lot of people for this last one. I missed the last episode, which really sucks. I found out about it a few hours later when I saw a few people on the Discord talking about it. Like, oh, whoops, that sucked.
Do you have the notification bell clicked on their channel?
Yeah, and I rarely
YouTube
get
done fucked
their
up.
notification. Oh yeah, I rarely get any notifications from Retro Replay, to be honest.
What?
Which is weird because I like literally every one of their videos. They're usually premieres and stuff like
I
that.
wonder if
Like,
it's something
why
like on
don't
your
you-
phone, maybe
Maybe.
notification
But-
settings.
Could be. Yeah, once
I
you put
don't-
the little notification bell on YouTube, it should notify you every time they post.
Yeah, like I don't get notifications even when
Ooh.
they do like the member stuff. A lot of the time, I get them after. So I'm
Oh.
constantly checking. I'm constantly on top of it. But
Didn't
this
you have
time
an issue with like Twitch stream notifications too?
Yeah, I've been
Mm.
having those kinds of notification problems. It's gotten better, but there's certain people that it won't give them. Give
Yeah.
me
The other
notification.
thing I would say is follow Drew, Nolan, and I think Red Bear, but
Yeah.
like turn on the notification bell for them whenever they tweet because they'll usually tweet something out before it goes live.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
And
not
like
big-
if you're not, oh okay, well then
that's the
fuck
only
you.
thing. Yeah, it's my fault. It's my fault at this point.
trying to
We
help
ju-
for God's
We
sake.
just dragged Louis into Discord kicking and screaming, so
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm kind of like, oh, we're gonna do this now, God.
Okay. We'll
It's,
just tag you and shit in future. I'll just private message you and be like, hey dude, this thing's gonna
That-
go
that-
live. Is that okay?
That would
See
be
you there.
fantastic.
I'll message you on MySpace to keep you up to date.
Yeah, on Bebo. I'll just hit you up on
Assistant.
Bebo.
I have Zynga.
Zynga. MSN Messenger? AOL?
I do have my AOL that is still up.
Stop.
No,
Hotmail.
I don't remember my password for that one anymore. Oh God, I wonder if I could get in there.
No. Josh, what about you? What do you think of Father Knows Best?
I enjoy it. It is getting stale a bit with Star Wars because, you know, I can only take
It's a
Star
long
Wars
game. Yeah,
somewhat,
yeah.
especially indoor. I was with Nolan getting pissed off with the damn bikes because, like, I don't know what the hell is going on at this moment. I just see crash after crash. It's like,
That was a rough bit.
Yeah.
I was like, I think this is the time for a new game now.
And I think like they're really close to the end, right?
Yeah.
They should be close to finishing, I would say, probably in the next episode or so.
Yeah, the next episode
I think
should be
he said,
the last one.
Yeah, I think he said no matter what, the next episode is going to be the last. Like, whether they finish or not, he's just like, yeah, we're done.
We're done.
Oh, okay, fair. Yeah, cool. I kind of liked it. Like, speaking of Endor, they started out on Endor this week, right? Because last week they rage quit.
Yeah.
And we started back there. They were still on the speeders, and I was like, this is gonna be fun. And I just thought that was great that I still had that, because I liked the rage quit. I thought that was pretty funny. I thought that was probably one of the funniest moments on Father Knows Best. I don't know why I find Nolan's frustration so amusing, and yet I do. So that was fun. That was a really good one. But I think ultimately, I think you're right, Josh. I think there's a lot in these games, because there's six of them, right? 6 Lego Star Wars games. I feel like they're all samesies anyway.
Yeah.
Content really does rely on the banter that happens between Nolan and Cooper during the show. So
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what all of it always was. We never wanted.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, like I don't think that anybody in the show wanted, or in the fans wanted to see like a playthrough. We wanted the banter. We want them talking about stupid crap. We want to see Nolan get pissed off, and we want to see Coop get annoyed.
How's Coop going to get embarrassed this week?
Yeah.
That's one thing. That's one thing that I hope that they really do carry through without Troy. Was one of the things that he would always say, which is it's about the hang, not the game.
Yeah.
That's what we appreciate the most. That's what we wanted to see the most out of them. So,
sure.
but I that's why I like Coop so much, because he has a good charisma about him. He's able to keep a conversation going. He asks really good, fun questions. He even stumps his dad every once in a while. And so it's
was this the week where he wore that weird white shirt where he
that
drew
looks like
something
he
on?
drew on it?
Yeah,
I was like, what the hell is he wearing?
Yeah, little
I
things
almost
like that.
put a comment in the live chat asking if Cooper's shirt had sperm on it.
That's not inappropriate. That's always fun.
Not at all.
Hey, Nolan, is your son?
Excuse me, Nolan. Would you mind asking Cooper? Yeah, I think like a good show overall. Though I think I'm on the same page as you, Josh and Louise. I just want to see them play something else now, which they will be. Which is very good. It's very exciting. It's very exciting. Is there anything from this particular episode that you would like to?
Were you supposed to say babes right there? Babes.
It's very exciting vibes.
There you go, okay.
Super exciting vibes.
Now it sounds right.
Yeah, no, it sounds right. As long as there's a vibes at the end of it. All right, vibes. Who else is it? Oh, Dean. All right, darling. And I was like, yeah, that's it.
All right,
it
darling.
wouldn't sound right without darling at the end of it.
Got a really smooth darling. Fuck, I want that accent.
Dean is king at accents. I'm not gonna lie. Like Dean's accent itself. Shout out to Dean.
All right, there we go. More shout outs.
Fantastic, but he's king of accents. He does a really good South African accent as well, which is surprising because South African is really hard. So, props to Dean. Yeah. Anything in this particular episode that you guys would like to discuss?
Nothing that really stands out, unfortunately.
Great.
Me.
No, it's no problem.
No
problem. So we'll move right on to advice from Uncle Noly. Yeah, advice from Uncle Noly. Did everybody catch it this week? Do you guys have any pieces of advice that kind of stood out to you?
How many inches, Pagan? How many inches?
It's not. And I was like, that's some heft. 4 pounds. Good luck, Jill.
She seems to be handling it okay.
She seems to be handling it fine. She's got 2 kids. It's all good.
No,
that's why it's not a third.
No, the one that was a good one for Uncle Noly was the one's like, oh, my wife tells me how good I am in bed. Should I be embarrassed or like happy? I was like, bro, she's lying to you. No.
See, that's the only thing is that that'd be great to have a live chat for that.
I picture that guy like interacting with his wife, and she's like patting him on the back, like, "Oh yeah, you rock my world, love." Like, and then he's like, "Yeah,
good job.
I'm good."
Yeah. I kind of found like the phrasing of that question was really weird. It's like, was it my wife brags about how satisfied I leave her? And it's kind of like, she brags about it? Like where? Where's she bragging about this? As she's paying for something? Did you have a good day? Yes, absolutely. He rocked my world this morning. No, oh my god, this guy leaves me so satisfied.
Do you
Who
not do that,
does
Pagan?
No, no.
Paper or plastic? Oh my God,
Oh
sex
my
with my husband is amazing. I kind of see that. That reminds me of like a Bill Engvall joke. I'm not a big fan of his. My dad loves him a lot, and but there was one that really got to me where he says that he was with his wife. They were intimate, and at one point she's on top, and she's arched back, and she's screaming. She's and he goes, "Yes, ma'am, you're welcome." And she goes, "No, you're on my hair!" And then another day, they're going at it, and everything's nice and everything, and they got candles all over the bed and everything. They're really romantic, and they're rocking the bed, and the one of the candles falls, and the wax falls onto his chest, and he goes, "Ah!" And she goes, "Yes, sir, you are welcome." Like that. That's kind of what these people are talking about. Like, yeah, my wife loves it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, baby.
We are so good.
Yeah, I thought that was such a weird question, and I feel like it's great that no one called him out. And he's like, "I think you're full of shit," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's hilarious." Like, Travis3259, where were you going with this? Who are you trying to impress with this? And also,
Humble
if it was
brag.
women, why ain't you married? Like, does she not leave you satisfied? What's going on here? Like, what's the subtext? What's the subtext here? But yeah, it was a good answer from Uncle Noly this week. Louise, do you have anything favorite that stood out to you either?
I missed it.
Oh, you suck.
Well, this week in particular has been particularly challenging. Everything's good now, but
Good.
up until yesterday, everything was absolute dog shit. So I missed. That's why I kind of got upset. I usually miss Father Knows Best, not because I don't like it too much. It's just that it's one of those ones that's so short. I'm like, I'll listen to it later, and then I don't listen to it for several days at a time. But I missed Monday, the Father Knows Best, or which one?
Advice from Uncle Noly is Tuesday.
Advice from Uncle Noly is the one I usually miss, but Father Knows Best is the one that I kind of I really enjoy being in because of the live chats as well. Like I love anything with the live chat, and I missed that one, and then I was upset when I missed the Avengers one. So yeah, it was a particularly hard week. So I don't really have an answer for that right now.
No,
Well,
it's fine. You've got some
clue.
good ones to catch up
This
on.
week had a lot of sex questions.
A lot of sex
lot.
questions. And
Dude,
people are really interested. People
Well,
are
I think-
Toothbrush.
Uncle Noly.
Okay, we are in a pandemic, so unless you're like living with the person, it's kind of hard to. So there's probably a lot of sex on the mind, is what I'm saying.
Fair. Absolutely fair.
You got
I
to think
didn't get
psychologically.
None of the ones that like stood out to me that much, other than obviously the wife brags about sex and all. I think what was the other one?
What about
Sex and-
the having sex or the getting your girlfriend?
How
or
did you
getting
get
your
her to
wife
finish more
off?
than once?
Yeah, how do you get
Oh,
her to
yeah.
finish more than once, Pagan?
It's not the electric toothbrush you're hearing.
So that was one of the questions, Louis. Was when
That's
having
funny.
sex, how do you get her to finish more than once?
Nolan's answer was you leave the room. You make her finish once, and then you leave the room, and she'll finish again. That's
That's
a
no
good one.
toothbrush, as Josh had pointed out.
Yeah.
Oh
funny.
my god. That's why are you asking this question? Go to a therapist. That's what I gotta say. Go to somebody who can answer
follow-up
those.
question to that was apple juice and sex. Like, how do you feel about apple juice and sex? And it's kind of like, okay.
I'm good with one, I'm good with the other. Here's some insight. I'll give some Uncle Noly advice.
Pagan
I'll give some
insight.
real Uncle Noly advice. Pagan
Some
insight.
Auntie Pagan.
Auntie Pagan advice. Auntie Pagan advice.
Here we go.
Apple juice and sex. I just feel like just don't mix food and sex. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not. You don't. No. It's like there's a kitchen and you eat there and that's nice. And there's a bedroom and you can eat there, but that's not the nice. So like don't mix food and sex.
I'm
not
gonna piggyback on what Pagan is saying.
Nope.
Body functions happen when you ingest food or drink.
Thank you.
Maybe don't.
Just
Wait, you don't eat
Yeah,
tacos
no.
while you're doing stuff in the bedroom?
yeah.
I'm lactose intolerant. Don't get me a brick of cheese before.
You'll wait
Yeah,
like
it's
30
weird.
minutes
It's
to an
weird.
hour
No,
before you do it.
No. And I actually do have a legit answer for number 3.
Uh-oh.
I do have a
Number
legit
3.
answer. And the first is, like, it says, how do you get her to finish more than once? The answer that Nolan gave was actually hilarious and often probably pretty accurate for other people. But there's actually a legit way to do that. And the first way is to, like, oh, wow. This got weird.
This is getting...
I'm waiting for you to say it. I know what the answer is. But I just want. I'm waiting to see how
Well,
much
like,
you're gonna
yes,
word of
Pagan,
it. Like,
continue.
So the first
Fine.
time, you should help her get there with cunnilingus, and then the second time you could do it through sex. There you go. That's twice.
The more you
At
know.
least more than once.
The other words that could have worked were orally or going down on.
That is
or,
actually fine. Louise, you should be my PR. Like, you're
it doesn't.
my publicist.
Yeah, we're adults for God's sake. You can say
We're all adults here. It's a nice R-rated show. Like, nobody's
Exactly.
Like,
It does
Go
get
Go down
tagged.
on your
Ridiculous.
woman, people.
It
People,
does
go
get
down on
tagged
your woman.
adult
It works.
when I upload it.
Christ.
So I feel like we've done this before. We've altered Nolan's answers before with, what was the other question that we altered?
You made another sex reference about
yeah.
Nolan with the nice guys finishing second.
Yeah, if they're polite.
Oh,
I was gonna say I completely agree with that method that you gave, but I got hung up on cunnilingus.
Hey, see, people know.
Hey,
That was a real answer.
hey, Dan.
Travis,
so
no.
will she. So will she. Just saying.
Everyone else is all the girls that might be listening to the show are like, that sounds perfect. Yes.
All the girls listening are turning to their partners, being like,
Did you hear him?
just, yeah, listen, take that shit down.
Auntie Pagan's right.
Like
Auntie Pagan is right. Auntie Pagan is right. Yeah, it was funny.
Okay, now I officially can't show this to my family, so
We could cut this out. This could be the afters. This could be
all right, this is the after dark.
the only.
How do you
Pagan made it weird.
Oh, it's been weird.
90,
It's been
91.
weird.
Yeah, that's it. It's been weird, guys. It's been weird.
It's been real
Right,
weird.
moving on. Well, at least you have a lot of questions to go through then, and when you're catching up with Uncle Noly, at least you're gonna have one to look out for.
Now,
Yeah.
now you guys know. That's what you
And now
do.
you guys know. And knowing is half the battle.
Knowing's half the battle. There you go.
Hey, Louise got it. Okay. Right, so moving on to the Marvel Avengers episode that we got this week, another surprise episode that was announced on the day, because I got like the tweet notification. I think it was Stephanie that put it out, and I was like, why? I did not know about this. It's at midnight my time. No. Like,
And it
I have to go
also-
to work really early.
It also went up on a Wednesday, which is when we upload.
Yeah. They're trying to steal
How
our
dare
Wednesdays, damn. I wonder where they got that idea.
Mm.
Like we own Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Like,
You can't have it
we
true.
copyrighted Wednesday uploads.
I mean, you can find it. You have an insight. I'm just saying.
Fair.
Just saying.
I probably could have checked. Like I just so when it came up, I was like, "How did I miss this? Like, why do
Do
I
you
not
read
know?"
your emails? Is that what's going on? Did you forget?
I missed. I was out of that loop. I just didn't know. But
Are
I
you
was super
sure you're the
excited when they
intern now?
announced it. Intern? What's an intern? What's retro replay? Never heard of it. Yeah, so Marvel Avengers was announced on Wednesday. Did you get to catch up with it eventually, Luis? Did you watch it back?
No.
Oh,
I like yesterday was like I said,
you didn't get a chance.
everything finally kind of started to catch up. I've also been in the middle of writing a few things right now, and so I'm just kind of trying to focus on that.
Fair.
Of course, I get distracted immediately, as Dan will know what this means. Come down to the manhole and get your golden shower. I'll explain that later. I love the reaction. I love the reaction from Pagan.
I mean,
So, all right.
that's
So,
what I'm thinking that is. That's weird. Like,
right, so,
What
so
sounds
small
really
little-
bad is that he's like, Dan knows what this means, and then he's like inviting me down.
yeah,
to the
for
main-
sure.
I
You guys
am-
are both in Texas.
Hey! I'm just saying, he's the closest one around.
Right?
Come on down.
Fair.
No. So
Come
I
on
was
down to the
I was
manhole.
asking for. Come on down to the manhole. Scott's gonna give you a golden shower, and you're gonna enjoy it. So I was asking for.
This is whole other levels of inside joke now.
Yeah.
Where is
I
this
just love
tier
it.
after tier of joke? Go ahead.
I was asking for help with a throwaway joke in one of the scripts that I'm writing, and I was like, okay, I need a terrible name for a bar, and almost immediately Brandy just went, oh, manhole. Like,
The manhole.
okay. She was like, yeah, man, like it was like cocked and ready in the chamber.
I mean, it's not a bad name for a bar.
Well, we checked it out, and there is a closed bar in Chicago that it's a gay bar that is called the Manhole. I'm like, fuck.
Maybe
all right,
it's
so-
closed for a reason, though. Maybe people were like, it's a bit too on the nose. It's just.
I think that
It was
they
closed
it.
because they couldn't
wanted to
fill the
say
manhole.
reopen. Exactly. I think they closed it because they were waiting to reopen it. There was a lot of jokes that we had, and so one of them was the drink of the night was going to be called the Golden Shower, which is cheap piss.
No.
And so the whole night just became about getting a golden shower down at the manhole. And of course, we bring Phil Kensington into the mix and come on down to the manhole where Scott's going to give you a golden shower and it's going to be warm and good. And, that's to kind of give you a little bit of an insight on that. This is why I love the community.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
turned
it's
R-rated
dirty.
now.
It's dirty. This community is like,
The-
oh, is this community so wholesome and loving? No, it's dirty. It's down
The
dirty.
whole
If you
thing
know
that we were
Uncle
talking
Noly,
about,
you should
going
know
down
that.
on
Yeah.
people. But yeah, this is,
True.
Anyone
we already
who
did all that stuff.
listens
Our
to
show has
Uncle
only
Noly-
recently taken this sexual twist. Like, it's only recently come down to this. Like,
Has it?
Pornhub sponsor us.
Yeah,
Like,
that's kind of what I was gonna say. Like, we've been making that joke for a while.
I need to get like Pornhub merch or something and just be like, Pornhub sponsor us. Like,
You know, if you start wearing Pornhub merch, people are gonna start Googling for Pagan on Pornhub. Like, oh, where's Pagan on Pornhub?
fuck.
Her face
It's
right there when
OnlyFans.
she caught on to that. Oh shit, you're right.
I actually didn't think of that before. Oh shit.
They're not going to be looking up who's that weird Arab guy with that.
They haven't already Googled this? This is odd to me. Really?
Yeah, right?
Like, shit, I'm
Where's
taking
your
down those videos. They're
OnlyFans?
clearly not getting any views. Like,
Are you an
I mean,
intern somewhere else, Pagan?
yeah, intern somewhere else. I
Oh
know what
my
you
god.
do.
So, Marvel's Avengers.
Thank you, Dan. Yes, Marvel's Avengers. I have not caught up yet.
You have not caught up yet, Josh. Have you?
Go ahead.
I was in and out when it first broadcast because, it was a surprise date and I was like
Sorry.
working at the time. It's like, shit, I have to take this meeting.
Ah.
I'll watch in the background. Oh, Cooper's dying. Great.
Fantastic.
That's all I remember.
Excellent.
That's really, I think, part of the best part, because some of the best jokes in that were the death edits that I believe Stephanie would have done in, like, the slow, sad music, like, oh,
Yeah.
you killed Iron Man, and then, like, the slow, like, sad violin, like, wah, wah.
To zoom in as well, like into Nolan's face, like
Yeah.
Stop killing your father.
yeah, it was good. It was really interesting.
Oh my god.
They were both terrible at that game. I feel like Cooper's into it, but like just terrible at it.
They did
Although I
make a
feel like-
mistake.
yeah.
They jumped into
It
a
shows
harder
Iron Man.
level on normal
Yeah.
difficulty without leveling the characters at all. So,
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, you
But
mean the
also,
same
like-
mistake that I did? Got it. Okay.
mm.
I feel like Iron Man's probably not the easiest to play if you just jump in. Like you should probably just go to training and figure out the remote, the controls and everything first. And like you say, try a few easier missions and then level up.
Mhm.
No, you go
yeah,
big.
really interesting. I was yeah.
Go big or
I
go
was-
home.
Go big or go home. Yeah, I thought it was a really interesting episode though. I really like the game. Has anybody played it?
Oh, yeah.
No.
I've talked
I
at length
played
about it, though,
beta.
so I will give them a
Oh,
chance.
Josh, you haven't. Louise, you have.
I played the beta, and that was kind of that was a fun story. Dan was present for that one. That I got the beta almost like the day before it was gonna be taken down.
Expire. Okay.
And I actually had a hell of a time getting into it. I finally got into the game. I like playing games on hard. I'm one of those guys.
Did you have an
So
issue
it
with the
took
Square
me-
Enix account thing?
Yes, I did.
Everybody struggled with that.
Yeah, there was a problem with the Square Enix, but that wasn't the main issue. I got online with everybody. It was Aaron, Amelia, Candace. Everybody was there.
Shout out. Shout
And,
out. Shout out.
And shout out. Ashton was there. I think you were there too, Dan, weren't you? Was it?
I wasn't
Brandy?
playing with you guys, but I might have been in
No,
chat.
you weren't.
with
You weren't
or
playing, but
something.
we were in the chat.
Oh, I
And
see.
so they're listening to me geeking out because I completely lost it.
Oh,
I-
like when
I
you first saw a Taskmaster, right?
Yeah, I saw Taskmaster, and that's one of the signature screams. Oh my god! Oh yeah! So that, yeah, I loved it. I loved it. And then I keep going.
I
and it's just
remember
this
that scream
amazing-
being different.
Yeah,
It was
probably
more.
was.
It was the word Taskmaster, but at a very high pitch.
Yeah, there's,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
like, oh shit! Oh! Yeah, I do that. And then I think you get through that first part, and then you have to play as Hulk, and I couldn't. I just on hard mode it was stupid, and I was just getting madder and madder and madder, and I just want to get through this so I could play online with my friends, and they're all waiting for me, and the stupid thing's about to go out in a couple hours, and I finally get through the damn thing, and then I'm trying to get online with these people, and they're sending me all these invites and everything, and nothing is going through. And Aaron is just having the time of his life listening to me rage out at just like, fucking goddamn motherfucker, just not getting into the game. And he's tweeting to Crystal Dynamics like, hey, my friend Louis cannot get into your game. Keep this going because this is the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. I'm like, God, I'm trying to get to Louis yet. And it's later and getting later at night. And
Oh no.
So I got 2 games in, so that was fun. But it was cool. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Yay! Good job, Crystal Dynamics.
He's a changed man.
It's different on the other side, man. So that was a fun day for me.
Do you
Lot of
think you'd
raging.
like to see more of this content though from Retro Replay? Do you think you'd like to see more Marvel Avengers gameplays? Guests maybe.
Had a
Game.
problem with that word.
Through.
Game.
Play.
Like it's not really a playthrough. It would be more just like missions, right? So,
Mhm.
do you think you'd be interested in seeing something like that, more of them, or no?
I would. Just to see
Excellent,
them die
Josh
all the time.
would.
you
Yeah.
know?
Of course, Josh wants to see them die. He's all
Fair.
about the walls.
Schadenfreude.
Because
He's about the Schadenfreude.
All about the lows.
I love it. I want to see Nolan playing a lot of his games that he's in.
Okay.
And not to mention that they said that Coop is in this one too, and so he's getting a nice little
Yeah.
playthrough for that. Like that was one of the things that I really liked about Troy as well, was I want to see these guys play their games. I want to see
Yeah.
their reaction when they're doing these things, because they always say, like, we have no idea what's happening. Like, yeah, we know where the story is going, but we still don't know what is where, because they film things all over the place. So I always love watching their reactions because it's so genuine, and it's just
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
no. So
Yeah.
I'm very excited for it.
I also love the behind the scenes stuff where they talk about, oh yeah, I remember this. This is how we played it out. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
this is awesome. I love learning this.
Just keep
Yeah.
talking. Keep
Yeah.
telling me. What else did you do? It's a chair? That was a chair?
Speaking on that, we got a lot of the behind the scenes features, I guess, this week on the Retro Replay Uncharted 3 finale, where Amy, Richard, and Emily both joined Nolan
So
to
awesome.
complete the finale of Uncharted 3, which is so cool because we got a lot of what you said there, Josh, behind the scenes facts from Amy and from the cast as well.
Yeah.
Did you, Louise, did you catch this one yet?
That one I
Caught this
did.
one?
I
You
was
caught it.
I was on the Zoom.
Cool.
Yeah.
So how did you guys feel? What did you guys think of the last episode?
That
It was
part my
great until
favorite.
Drew broke my
Oh, really?
heart.
Oh no.
It broke your
Yes.
heart.
So
Drew
Drew's
broke my
losing
heart.
points with Josh now too.
Oh God, here we go.
Josh is very hard to keep up with. You gotta.
Right.
Yeah, right.
No,
No,
he's high maintenance.
honestly, how I donate. I put movie quotes during the live chats.
Right.
Then Drew always gets them. Just one particular one that hurt me is strange things afoot in Circle K, which was from Bill and Ted. One of my favorite movies. It's oh, great line from Clerks. No. What? No. So
Oh no.
Drew, no.
killed me.
Trudeau.
Ruined my whole night.
He's just a man,
The
Josh.
betrayal.
He can't get everything right all the time.
No wonder
He's
The
just
party
a
he had.
man.
I
This
wouldn't
is why
put it
you shouldn't
past
meet your
Drew.
heroes, all right?
I wouldn't put
Right?
it past Drew that he did that as a joke on purpose, just to fuck with you, Josh.
Probably.
Thank you for your input, Jeff.
You want to see Josh flip out? Watch this.
Right. Son of a bitch!
I can't
No,
even
no,
believe that was
my
true.
hero! You were supposed to get it! You were the chosen one, Drew! You were the chosen one!
Supposed to get
You're
all my
supposed to get the
references.
quote right, not Kevin Smith! God!
Oh my gosh.
That's hilarious. No, I love it. I've been loving every Uncharted playthrough that they've been doing. It's, oh man, hearing Amy just talk about everything, seeing Richard at that stupid infectious laugh. He's everybody's uncle. Like everybody has
He's a
has a
retro
really
replay
cool
grandpa.
uncle. He
I
is
loved that when
absolutely.
you said that in the chat. I was like, oh, that's
Can we
true.
keep him? Can we keep him? Please? Keep him around.
You're gonna adopt them into your parenthood. That is
advice from
oh, yeah.
Richard, but like grandpa advice.
Mhm.
Like, you know.
And not great. I want it to be like Sully. I want it to be.
Hold on.
okay,
Have you seen Richard's cameos? Like, come on.
His cameos are legit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
No,
so
no,
good.
he's hilarious.
He's a sweetheart.
And I love seeing his reaction too. Like this is a guy that probably doesn't play that many video games himself, and just watching him.
Yeah, right.
He's so involved. He's so
He is
involved.
absolutely. That's what I mean. I love seeing those things. I love
I
seeing
feel
those
like-
people.
Because in this episode too, he lost the Zoom chat that they were on, and he couldn't see the
Oh,
gameplay,
yeah.
and he looked totally like, "No, wait, hold on, like I don't see it."
And he was like, "Quick, pause the game."
Yeah.
That was
But
nice
I
they
thought-
paused and got him back.
Mhm.
Yeah, and to get Emily in at the very end, that was a nice treat, and I loved it. It was so much fun.
I was
We
gonna-
didn't really hear all of it because we were in the Zoom and we all scream at each other there. Especially with Josh going, "God damn it, Drew! No!" for the last half hour, and I'm like, I'm trying to hear Emily, dude, but that's fine. it ended up being okay though. It was nice.
But Emily had the fake tease of, her character's
Oh, yeah.
Uncharted game. Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
kind of
That
funny.
got me. She was like,
Get a little
Elena
butthurt.
in Uncharted 22, and I was like, please make that a thing. And they were like, did you just make
I was
something?
like,
She's like,
"Ah,
no, I
just
wish."
kidding.
I was like, ah.
Fooled you.
I wish that was true.
So we did it. We did a thing a while ago. When I first started getting into the Zooms, they were asking like, what would you guys like to see as like a next game? And I was like, I would really like to see their daughter, but I don't want Nathan Drake 2. I want like we kind of seen how the gameplay would go. I want her to be the side character, but you're following her story. So kind of like if you were
Like The
playing
Last
as-
of Us.
if you were playing as Elena, or not Elena, what the hell is her name in The Last of Us? Oh my God.
Close. Oh, Ellie?
Ellie. Thank you, Elena. If you're playing as Ellie, as the secondary character, like you're not the one who's actually killing anybody, but you could cause
Yeah.
distractions, cause traps and stuff like that, and let everybody else do the fighting. So you're getting these epic giant fight scenes in the background where you're setting up all these traps to help them out along the way. So more like a puzzle game with a lot of platforming, because I don't want a
Okay,
child
so
to
a
be the
different
one
take.
So
It would
Last
be
of Us
an absolutely
tactics.
different thing, basically.
Mm.
But like then you get to see everybody again. You get to see like Cutters there and Clothes there, like, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, that'd
But,
be really cool, actually.
I
Like,
said
yeah,
it-
that's, I don't want another Uncharted. It's done.
I said in the live chat when people started doing Uncharted 5 like subtext, I said Uncharted 5, Bob's Fortune, like Amy had hinted at back in Uncharted 1. Remember?
Bob's Fortune?
Remember when
Bob's
they were talking
Fortune?
about Drake's fortune? Like it only was Drake
Oh,
for as long
yeah.
as Drake worked as a character, and they're like,
Yes.
you could have sucked. It could have been Bob's fortune.
Yeah.
I want Bob's fortune.
Just a random NPC in the background while everything's exploding. You're just like, I just want to get to work. I don't know what's happening.
Maybe he's supposed to be here today.
Oh, hey,
To
that
quote
was
Clerks. To
Yeah,
quote
there you go. That
Clerks.
was for you, Josh.
Oh, thank you.
I saw that was layered, man. That was good,
It
Dan.
was good. Good. It worked in context and everything. Good job, Dan. Like,
Do what
Proud
I
of you,
can.
buddy.
proud of you, buddy.
I'm still not proud.
Buddy Christ. More
Yeah,
Kevin
Josh-
Smith coming
Will
at
be.
you.
I feel like once you've lost points with Josh, there's just no getting them back.
There-
Like,
no,
you've
no,
gotta do
you
something
only lose
spectacular to
points.
get-
You don't gain
only lose
points.
That's why I just decided to snowball the hell out of it. I'm just
But it's
all
like
right,
golf
that was like a
rules.
piss him off.
Let's just keep going.
It's
We're on
golf
this train
rules.
right now.
You go down, it's a better score.
Oh. That's not
Hey.
true.
Just
That's not true.
that's
Even
what
Josh
I'm hoping deep inside.
is like, oh.
Love
Nope.
me, Josh.
Who's on the
Oh.
bogey today, Josh?
There were a few final moments in this Uncharted finale that I kind of wanted to point out regarding like gameplay and stuff. I thought like, firstly, Amy is just badass, and I want her on every single episode. Like she's just so cool, and she comes up with the funniest shit that's like super underplayed, but it's hilarious. Like she's like, look at all the holes in the cavern in the ceiling. You sure don't want to knock down any of that architecture, like this kind of thing. Or where he's like, why am I getting down? Like, what? Is he scared of the snake? And she's like, no, he heard the combat music. Just small golden drops of like nuggets, and I'm like, yes.
I don't hear Pagan.
Okay, that's not just me.
We
All
just
right.
lost Pagan.
Yeah, we lost you, Pagan.
Can't hear you. We can see you. Like, yeah, the fuck? I can read
I
lips.
did read the lips.
For audio listeners, Pagan's mic died, and now we're just reading her lips. So we're having a very intimate conversation now.
She's miming, and it's hilarious.
She's not a fan of Drew.
Oh my god, she's talking so much shit. Holy crap. Pagan,
Man,
this is awful.
I'm gonna do the voiceover for her, but I'm gonna do it as Patrick Warburton.
I think
Perfect.
this is the last time you'll ever be a intern.
Patrick Warburton, go.
Drew sucks. I don't like Drew all that much. He's kind of not doing all that well. Oh no! I think you heard me. Probably.
Pagan, have you tried to turn it off and on again?
Come on, you watched IT crew. It's oh, we could barely hear you.
Oh,
There you go. It was there for a second.
Did he
Talk
push
again.
the any key?
2 hours later.
I could do like the Invader Zim one of like 1 year later.
My Thailand! Oh my god, I fucking love that show so much. You saw the movie, right?
Oh, of course.
Like,
Dan?
oh, of course I did.
Yes.
The movie was amazing.
1 eternity later.
Can you hear
Yes.
Oh, hey.
Yes.
Mother of God!
That face.
What the fuck happened?
I don't know. What were
You
we
were just
talking about?
mid sentence and just bleh.
I was going to say Nolan's sniping skills this week killed me. I thought he was amazing until he got to the bridge and he sucked. So
He was really good with the pistol.
yeah, he was
Yeah.
really good with pistol, but with the sniper rifle, just shit. Like
Yeah,
I
that's-
don't know what happened.
That's because the level was shaking.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
So
okay.
nothing-
I
was
died a
still for
few
him.
times watching that because like he'd have
Yeah.
the dot on the dude and then as
Yeah.
soon as he fired it would be like pew like right over their shoulder
I
like
know.
ah.
I remember that.
Just like he's aiming, you know, he's aiming at the guys with the sniper rifles or the grenade launchers and stuff, but people are like right next to him with shotguns shooting him, and I'm like, pick a moment. Pick a moment. Like pick a person to fight first, okay?
And then he
I
defaults
want
into
right
I'm
there,
gonna
right there.
fisticuffs.
I want more advice from Auntie Pagan.
Fucking go! And like it's funny
Pick where
because
I'm
he ran
Pick it.
straight through, right? And I was like, this is great. And then he turned around and like continued to shoot them. I was like, do you have to? Do you have to clear the area? Can you not just go?
No, that was the
Where
part
did
that I
you
was going to
go?
say that killed me was that he just went
Oh, yeah.
through everybody like nothing, and then went right back like, no, you're done.
Yeah, I was like, just continue. It's fine. And then eventually he was okay. I was like, yeah. That was the other thing I was
He's fine. He's gotten
Yeah.
better. He's gotten way better.
I love
what
Amy's
did I
advice, where it's like, I love how you don't take my advice by just standing on the stairs and just punch someone. It's a one-hit KO.
Yes. That was really
did that a
interesting. I
couple
didn't know
times.
that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing. And then when he
Yeah.
did do it, I was like, oh, class. That's really interesting. I love Amy. She's just the best. Or when Talbot is kind of like at the end and they're all chasing him and he's running. What is Nolan doing with the joystick? He's like, like
Yeah, it's like he's jumping everywhere.
I love that
I'm
you
like,
have
where
you have
are
a
you
prop now.
going? I have a
I
prop
know,
now.
right?
My microphone cut off halfway, so now I have a prop.
I'm gonna join your little prop department. I got
Thank
my
you.
own.
Thank you.
Whoever's
I
got the
thought it was
talking
really
stick
funny.
can
Fiddly
talk.
Yeah. But he just like was running all over the place, and then like Talbot comes back and he's like, "Really, Talbot? Like this is the time you do it?" And obviously she's like, "Yeah, well, you killed his evil mommy." So
His evil mommy.
also, I mean, how heartbroken was everybody when the ring sank?
I was like, no, I spent 2
Oh, I
games
know.
caring about that ring.
It's okay. It comes out in The Last of Us to prove that they all die horribly.
Yeah, fair.
The ring did find its way into The Last of Us 2 bank vault.
2.
Yeah, bank vault.
Somehow.
Somebody found it.
Somehow. I mean,
Marlo
it doesn't matter.
got to the bottom of that
Marlo.
sand pit and went, ooh. And like
I
he
That
gotta
just
bitch
keep
is the
this
one that
later.
brought. She
I'm gonna
brought
put it in the
the thing with her. That's what it was. She brought the disease with her when she came out.
Oh my god.
See?
she brought the
fits.
cordyceps virus with her.
her. That's a good one.
Again, it only like as soon as I saw that ring, at first I was like, "Ah!" When I realized, like, oh,
They're dead now.
they're
But
here
not.
too.
They might
No,
not
I don't care if they survived. The fact that they're in the same world and they just had a
Yeah.
daughter, god damn it! Now I'm
Well,
sad.
Not necessarily, because remember those like video games cameos that you can find. You can find a PlayStation 3 and the Uncharted games next to it. So is it really the same world? Is it?
They're supposed to
I
be the
hope
same
not.
universe though, because I think they talk about
Uncharted 3 has a cameo for The Last of Us. If you are,
Yeah.
when you're in the bar, you can go to the. I thought no one was gonna.
Well,
look at
so
that.
did
yes, you're right, for the
4.
Go to the edge
cordyceps
of the
virus.
bar.
Yeah.
No, it's a 3.
No, it's also in 4.
Oh yeah, okay. I thought you said it's in 4. No, but they
They're
both have.
both. But they're
Nerding
also
out
like
again.
a burger joint. They mention a burger joint, I think, in Uncharted, and you can see it in The Last of Us, or vice versa. Like you could see it in there, because like they'll talk about something like you worked at a place, and that same place exists in the same universe as The Last of Us. So they are in the same universe.
I
Exactly.
don't believe you.
I'd like it. I
So
want to
now
see
I'm
it
sad
again.
again.
Come on, Naughty
Now
Dog.
I'm
let's do
really
it.
sad again.
Hey, look. The amount of shit Nathan Drake has
does that
survived,
mean-
I'm so sure he's still there. He's still going.
I know, but I
Crash
don't want him to
and
go
Jack
through
and Dexter
anymore.
live there too, then.
True. Yes, that's true.
Yes, that is very true.
Mhm.
There you go. Well,
There you go.
no,
It's a
that
multiverse.
Yeah, it's a multiverse.
this is the darkest timeline.
I'm gonna wrap it up there, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. If somebody would like to follow you on social medias, or if there's something that you would like to promote, here is your chance. Josh, we'll start with you. Is there anywhere that you would like to promote for yourself? People would like to follow you.
No, just follow me on Twitter, Cool Hand Neff.
Cool
mean-
Hand Neff.
Cool Hand Jeff.
I'm gonna slap you soon.
See, now, Brandy said I owe you a slap.
Oh, interesting.
Bring it.
Uh-oh.
It's a game of slaps, people. It's a game of slaps.
It's both of our tall towers just going to be slapping each other until... It's King Kong and Godzilla all over again.
I'm King
mean-
Kong.
So you're gonna
Wow.
lose.
Whoa.
Wow.
Because
Completely subverting expectations.
surprise, motherfucker.
Surprise, motherfucker. It's amazing.
Exactly how that would start or end.
Louis, where can people find
Louis.
you, or do you have anything to promote?
There's a few things that I have to promote. The first one is going to just be my regular Twitch channel, which is FitLip with Louis. That is FTLIP. That stands for Fuck This Level in particular, where I like to talk about games
That's
and
awesome.
try to bring them down. I also do crazy voices at the same time, and a lot of times drunk stream, which is always fun. So that's FitLip, FTLIP _wit instead of with, because I'm cool like that back in the 90s, _ Louis, LOUIE. There's another couple of things that I work with. The production company that I primarily write for is Somerset. Wow, I'm forgetting the full title. We just call it Somerset, but I believe it's Somerset. I'll put up a picture as well.
Okay.
Great employee.
I know, right? Somerset
You're doing
Pictures.
an excellent job.
Absolutely. We're gonna edit this in post. It's fine.
Crushing
That's what
it.
we
Sure.
We'll
that's
fix
what we
it in
always
post.
do. Fix it in post. That's one of our go-to lines. Fix it in post.
Oh yeah, that's
So-
definitely mine in 48-hour film festivals.
So there's the Somerset logo. You can see it right there.
I
that
see it.
little
Excellence and
kind of
everything.
mountain and yeah.
Somerset Pictures. Oh, cool.
Somerset Pictures. You'll find a few of the things that I work on there. Another thing that you can find me in for vlogs that we do is the Skeleton Crew Diaries.
Cool.
Let's see this one right here. You'll see some of the other work that other people that we work alongside for films and stuff like that.
Cool.
All of it is on YouTube. And Derogatory Talks, which you can find on any podcast thing. I don't know what they're called.
Services.
That
Podcast
thing.
things.
Podcast services.
Place.
Podcast. Is that an app? Do you have an app for that? How do you turn this thing off?
What's the internet?
I need to do an internet. Can you come in here and tell me how to do an internet? Get off the phone.
Anyway, I am very old. So those are just.
I'm on the internet. Get off the phone.
I need the dial-up. Get off the phone so I can get on the internet. I need a Google.
So if you remember what that is, then congratulations. We have jackets.
You're winning.
You're
Are you
winning.
old.
You've been alive for a while and you've seen a lot. So that's everything that I had to say for it. But thank you guys for giving me the time and the
Nice.
presence.
Of
All
course,
of that.
sir.
Ah,
And we
you're
will
welcome.
Oh, you sunshine,
include that in our
you.
sun-
You ray of sunshine.
Include that in our show
No.
I'm a
notes.
ray of fucking
Sunshine.
As usual, Dan, where can we find you?
You can find me at StarkEvilVash on just about every platform except for Twitter. I am StarkEvash, StarkHoy VASH. Thank you.
You can find me at Pagan Plays on Twitter and at Pagan_Plays on Instagram and on Twitch. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll also throw a shout out. I'll learn English eventually. I'm going to throw a shout out to Retro Replay crew and cast. Thank you guys so much for everything that you do, because without you, this Replayer podcast would not be possible. I'll get there eventually. English.
We've been working very hard on this, Pagan. We'll get you
Listen,
there.
I'll try. I'm doing my best, man.
It's been a year.
It's been so long. If you guys also have any questions for the cast and crew that you would like to hear on the show in our new section, Retro Replay, please send them over to the
Yes, please.
replayerpodcast@gmail.com. I was going to put the membership one for Retro Replay. My other job. The replayerpodcast@gmail.com, or hit us up on Twitter at the Replayer Podcast, or hit myself up or Dan on the DMs, and we shall get those questions answered on the show. And that's it. Game over, folks. Thank you guys so much for listening. Take care.
Thanks,
Bye.
Later.
Bye.
We're all those hot takes, Josh.
What hot
I was
takes? What?
expecting so many more hot takes. Dropping
Oh no,
bombs.
I was
We
being
can do a
nice.
whole segment on hot takes.
Just
We
hot
just
takes
feature
with Josh.
Yeah, hot takes with Josh.